Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into Temple apps. We're going to explore all its features, some of the brand new features and the not so new brand new features. And we're going to tell you exactly how to set up your settings in your project for you to be able to build your project using Temple apps. If you're new to the channel, I will ask you for two things. Number one, please consider liking this video as it helps me reach more people throughout the world and show them exactly how they can use AI coding tools to build their dream projects. And consider subscribing to the channel. I'm putting out content every day, and I'm pretty sure you will like what I'm putting out there. But with that being said, you didn't come here for me to ask you to do that. You came here for a great video, and that's what I'm about to deliver. Let's dive into Temple apps. And we're here in the home page. I'm going to cover some things that I have covered in past videos about Temple apps. And this is just because I'm not going to ask you to go and watch a different video if I can provide you the information right here. There are two things that are really important that I want you to know about Temple apps. Number one is that their pricing starts at $39 per month, and that comes with 15 million tokens, which is enough to build a decent size app. And it goes all the way up to $350 per month for unlimited. And I just want to get that out of the way because Temple apps is a little bit more expensive than other tools, but you're going to see that it's different than both Lovable and similar tools out there. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is the case. Second thing I want you to know is that if you want to have a little bit more control over the UI that is producing, you can go to React components. And I will leave the link down in the description below, but it's reactcomponents.com. This is created by the Temple apps team. And this is a collection of components made using React. And you can just select which component you want to use, copy and paste it into the AI for the AI to use in your project. It's really convenient because you can select some of the pre-made components to use in your application, and that make it much more easier to control exactly how it's going to look like, especially if you find some components that you actually like and want to use in your application. Now we're going to jump into the editor, and we're going to be talking about exactly how to use each configuration, what to spec, what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that. Once you log in to your Temple apps application, you will want to go to the Create Project button and click on it, and you will get three options. Option one is to generate a new app. That's what we're going to be focusing on today, but I just want you to know that there are two other options. Option two is connect with a GitHub repository, which is currently open only for selected individuals that are testing this feature. This feature is coming soon. It's just not available yet. And design on blank canvas, that's similar to most no-code applications. We're going to generate a new app today. So we're going to click on generate new app, and we're going to click next. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to go with a relatively simple prompt because I want to show you the power of Temple apps and exactly how it works. It will create your PRD for you, and it will create other things along the way that other apps just don't create, or at least they don't create for you to see. So I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. So we're going to create a SaaS application. Email sending applications similar to MailChimp. This application needs to manage email campaigns, sequences, contacts, and what else are we going to add here? Email templates. So I'm going to go with that relatively simple prompt, and I'm going to click generate, Now you're going to see that is initializing the environment, is currently writing the instructions on exactly what I needed to do, and is generating the user flow. I'm going to close this a little bit because I want to give you a better view of this user flow. So basically, this is part of the dashboard home. So if the user clicks on campaigns dashboard, they're going to see this, sequence manager this, contact management this, and then there will be a template builder. Now it took me from the PRD, it took me now to the design aspect. We're going to be talking about these tabs here in a second. I just want to show you the process that is taking right now. It ran into an issue, and it's either going to prompt me to ask the AI to fix the issue for me, or it's going to fix it itself. As you're seeing right now, the issue has been fixed. Now, we're going to talk about these three tabs at the top. The first tab is the PRD, the product requirement documentation. So basically, this is what tells the AI exactly what you need, left and right limit, and all the details that I will need in order to generate the site for you. This is really important because the more specific you are, the better the outcome will be. And this is fairly vague because because I didn't provide too much context on the prompt, but I will say that the more I provide here, the better it will be in the long run, right? So, and under the PRD tab, we have the user flow, which we can regenerate if we need to, and we can add visual context. So if you click on visual context, you can upload images here to use as inspiration. Now, next we have the design tab. The design tab is basically where you're going to see what is being designed, and here you can select exactly the elements that you need, and this element fits into this bigger UI. Right now we cannot see anything because it ran into an issue, but we're going to make it run again here in a moment, and we're going to be making it work. And now lastly, this is the code similar to VS Code and most other code editors. Here you can write code into the code that the AI has written for you. You also have a terminal, which we need to reconnect, and everything that you will otherwise have in VS Code, you will find it here. Now let's talk about the sidebar. So up here, and before we move into the sidebar, I want to show you up here you have your token total. So I have 25 million tokens right now for this month, and I have used 7.1 million tokens of them. I can set a token soft limit. I'm not going to mess with that. And here is the history. I can revert back to any point in time in the past. The AI chat is what we're using right now. So this is where we prompt the AI to write, to design for me. And every time we want to start a new conversation, we just click on the plus button and it starts a brand new conversation. And I can go back to other conversations in the past. Creating a new conversation starts fresh, and it allows me to set the AI to think about the problem that I have in hand or the task that I'm providing, rather than be thinking about everything else that I had done in the past. Then here we have the element tree, where we can find all the elements similar to Framer, Webflow, and even Bubble. They all have element trees, and I can move elements up and down, similar to most other no-code applications. Then we have here the assets, and here you can just drag and drop assets. Of course, there are some assets that might require folder modification or setup, but let's say that I want to add this button. Let's see, right here, I can just drag and drop it there because this is a grid. It repeats in every single element within there, but it's pretty cool to know that I can just add buttons or any elements that you can find here on the sidebar into my design. And something I really like about Tempo Labs is that there are other tools out there that are moving in the direction of the visual editor, but they are not to the point where Tempo Labs is. I cannot just go drag and drop elements from a sidebar into these other AI applications that are adding no code features, but I can do that in Tempo Labs. Matter of fact, we're going to be talking about styles here in a moment. And while some of them have somewhat a little bit of styles, not to the point where Tempo Labs is. Tempo Labs is miles ahead of the competitors because they allow you to blend in AI coding application with no code. That's just something that there is not out there. Framer doesn't have AI. Webflow doesn't have AI. Bubble doesn't have AI. Bolt doesn't have no code. What is the other one? V0 doesn't have no code. Lovable, they're starting to build their no code, but they're just not there. Tempo Labs is in a completely different league because they are blending in both features that people like and love. This is exactly what you need. If you want to build something truly amazing, you want to be able to manage the elements in your Canva, but ask the AI to build it for you. And then you go back and you change the aspects, add or subtract, or whatever you need to do in order to achieve exactly what you want. Really cool, really insane to think that there is a tool out there that blends both and does it magically. So next we have the file selector. So this is where we have all the files for the code, and you can select here. You can add new folders, new files, and do everything else that you will do in a code editor. Now keep in mind, I'm coming from a no code background, so please excuse me if some things doesn't make sense because I'm not using the right terminology. I'm moving on to the next one, and this one is going to be on the GitHub repository. So you can create a GitHub repository. Matter of fact, I would recommend you to create a GitHub repository, and we're going to go through the process here in a moment. But basically, this will allow you to work as a team, and while everybody's working on a different feature, they can get it done, then merge it all together and make sure that everybody is on the same page, the project is moving forward. Then here we have the history. Here you can see everything that you have done, and you can revert back so you can restore any previous changes that you have created. Then you can add a design system here. We're not going to be talking much about this because, being honest with you, I haven't used it yet. So I have to figure out exactly how to use it and what the purpose is. So I'm not going to talk about something that I haven't explored yet. Then we have the Supabase configuration, which we're going to do in a few minutes. And lastly, we have the Figma extension that allows you to use Figma files into your project. And we're going to be talking about that in a moment. And lastly, here we have all the documents and the community and a way to contact the Tempo Labs team. So that's there. Now, if you go back here, you have the backlog of your project, and here you can start adding new features. And this is where it becomes useful because while you're working on a feature, I can be working on a completely different feature. Let's say that I'm working on the email sending capabilities. So I can be working on this and you're working on a different feature, and then we can merge both together to make sure that it's working correctly. We're going to be talking about that in a moment. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to be using the Tempo Lab Figma extension to, let me close this so we can talk about it, to bring some design into, some UI design that we have in Figma into Tempo Lab. So we're going to click on Open In, Good Mail, which is what I'm going to be using. It's a Figma file that I have acquired a while ago and I'm excited to start using it. We're going to go to the dashboard and here we have dashboard 4. This is the dashboard that I want to use. So I'm going to click on this code icon and copy link. And we're going to, actually, we're not going to copy link. We're going to use the plugin. Let's see. Let's manage the plugins. And here, Tempo Lab. And we're going to run it. We're going to let it run for a moment. We're going to take mail flow. Not that. All right, let me log in. Let me not waste your. After a bit of trial and error, I cannot get the Tempo Labs Figma extension to work. So we're going to, I'm not going to keep trying because there are other things that I want to get to. But with that being said, what we're going to do actually is, never mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Supabase and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create your own database. So we're going to create a new project under this organization. All right, now that I have deleted my SS projects, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new application. So let's have the same name. And this was Mailflow. And we're going to create this new project. And yeah, sure. All right, we have created a project. There's one thing that I need to do. And I think, yeah, I think that's good. Let's see. Let's check there. All right, let's just allow it to set up. And while it's setting up, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new repository. And this is going to be Mailflow. We're going to create it and we're going to let it work on that. All right, I think, yep. All right, so I have created a new repository. It's public, so if anybody wants to use it, you can go to GitHub, and I will share the link down in the description below. But it's going to be public, so anybody can use it. Let's go back to Supabase. He's still working on that. I think we are in a good place right now. So let's allow it to work through. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect Supabase. We click the connect button. We're going to authorize the API access. And we're going to let it authorize. All right, so right now it's connected and it's connected to this organization and okay. So it's connected to Mailflow. All right, that's good. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connected database. All right, we're going to push it. All right, we're going to go back to the AI and we're going to ask to all tables required for this project. Now, I have to say, tools like Bolt and Lovable, they have much better integration with Supabase, and I expect for Tempo Labs to be able to improve on this area. This is an area that that's an easy win, but as of right now, it's not like it's going to be a hard task to be able to create this database. All you have to do is it gives you the SQL. You're going to copy it here, go back to Supabase, and just paste it there, run it. So he gave me this error. So I get this error when running the SQL. So I just tell the AI that I get the error, and it's going to regenerate the SQL, make sure that I get everything I need. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 trials, is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. It's something that the AI will do for you in other AI coding tools. But Tempo Labs asks you to do it manually. So it's not that bad. So we're going to delete it, run it again, and we got success, no rows. Return, that's what we need, and we can go about it back to Tempo Labs. And now that we have that database created, what we're going to do is we're going to create the sign in and sign off flow when a user creates their account, redirect them to their dashboard. And while it's doing that, I want to talk to you about some of the options they have for preview. So right now we're seeing the preview, and this is more of an editor than anything else. If you go down here and enter the preview mode, then this serves as your preview. That's option 1. Option 2, you can preview this in a brand new tab. So if I click there, it takes me to a tab, and that's option 2. Option 3, I can go up here to the View Add in New Tab on the top right corner, click on it, and it opens a new tab as well. So you get 3 different ways that you can preview the changes that you're making. It just depends on personal preference on whether or not you want to just work out of this preview or open a new tab. So while it's working on that, I'm going to allow it to work, and we're going to be talking about the status. So I'm going to, let me get out of the preview mode. All right, so we're going to select this test right here, H1 dashboard. Actually, it's going to refresh because it's working. Let's I get this error. Fix it for me. Oh God. Okay, I clicked the wrong button. So let's allow it some time to fix the error, go through it, and let's see what else can I tell you. Oh, here you can deploy your project to Vercel. Once you're ready, you click deploy and deploy it there. Okay, so we get, all right, so actually I need to sign up. I'm going to create an account created, save that, and here we are on our dashboard. So there's no settings page or anything else. So page and make sure it's routed to the settings menu option on the sidebar. All right, let's allow it to do that, and then we're going to be talking about setting the styles. All right, so right now we're on the settings page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of the preview mode, and I'm going to select the settings. And here, as you can see, I have different options that I can select from. So if I want this button to be color blue, I can select color blue, and as you can see, it gets changed. Let's close this a little bit, and let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see what we're working on. So the font size, we can change the font size. We can make it bigger, smaller, depending on exactly what you need it to do. On the line height, again, we can change it. The weight, the alignment. So if we want it center, aligned to the right, or justified, we can do that. We can change the font. We only get 3 different fonts here, but I'm pretty sure that that is something that will be coming out in the future. We can add animations similar to what you can add using applications such as Framer. I can double click on it and ask more, change the text. Let's see what else we can do that I can talk to you about. Here we can add the width and the height for that specific element. We can add spacing such as padding and margin. We can add to the layout, so it can be center. I can determine exactly how it needs to be. I can align it, justify it. So basically you got every single, or at least most settings that you were going to find in Framer and Webflow, you're going to find them here. In, let's actually change this because I don't want that animation there. Let's remove the animation. Okay. So yeah, all the settings that you will find on applications such as Framer or Webflow, you're going to find them here in Tempo Labs. So this is the best of both worlds. You get the AI to build for you, and then you get the no code for you to be able to edit right in the editor and make it look exactly how you need it to look. Does it need some work? Perhaps there are rough edges. There's no perfect AI coding tool out there right now. I can tell you right now, I run into issues with Lovable, Bolt, Replicate Agents, V0, you name it. I run into issues with all of them. All you can do is improve, provide a better PRD at the beginning to make sure that the AI understands left and right limits and exactly what you need, and provide better context. But there is no perfect AI system out there right now that can develop the perfect app for you. It takes some trial and error, it takes some time, but I can tell you that Tempo Labs is one of the best out there because it's my dream come true. It mixes the no code with the AI seamlessly, and it's relatively easy to build. So we're going to push this. Going to commit it, push. All right, so let's say that you were working on a different feature, and that feature is email templates. We're going to, all right, we need a description. I was working on something similar yesterday night, so we're going to actually email analytics because I already got that. All right, so I already had created with ChatGPT the instructions. We're going to create this feature, and we're going to open this canvas. Right now it's initializing the process. It's going to generate the user flow here in a moment, and you're going to see how we can go from one to the other. Two people working on the same project at the same time, and they could perhaps be working on different aspects of the apps and finish it in 2 or 3 times faster the time than only if you were working by yourself. So we're going to generate the user flow based on these specific instructions that I provided. And as you can see, we have the main, which is the one that we created before. Then we have MAI1, which is the one that we're working on now. So the PRD has been generated. As you can see here, we have the project that we were working on. And now we're going to generate the wireframes. And now it's going to generate here side by side, because this is a brand new page. Perhaps I should have done the login and the settings page using this. No big deal. That's something that we can fix later on, but this is the best way to generate multi-pages applications using Tempo Labs. You're going to be able to create exactly what you need, how you need it, where you need it, and be able to merge it then together. You can work as a team, or you can work or by yourself. I personally use this, and I will go back when this is done just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But this works just like a roadmap. If you use Trello or Notion, a Kanban board, any Kanban board, this works just exactly the same. You can map out your features, and then from there you can start moving them into the different columns that it has created for you. So whether you're working on it, it's under review, it's been published, or whatever the case is, you can manage your project that way, and you save the time to go back and forth between Notion, Trello, or any other Kanban board tool. Let's see what it's creating so far. Still generating. Again, this is an analytics page for the email service. And as you can see, I have been working on this for quite a bit, and I had only used 200,000 tokens out of 25 million. That's actually really good. All right, so we got this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sidebar we use on the dashboard page. We need to have the sidebar here, so we're going to add that. Okay. All right, let's allow it to work a little bit on it, and then we can take a look at it. Okay. Another thing that we could do if we wanted to is we can select something from here to add it. Actually, we're going to do a landing page, maybe. All right, let's open this up, and yep, is this exact same sidebar. It's just up here the logo is different. Not bad. Alright, so we got this. Sign me in. Alright, so X menu option to the sidebar and route it to the analytics page. So we're going to add an analytics menu option because I noticed that there wasn't one. We're going to make sure it's routed to the analytics page. It's pretty cool because I'm actually giving you more than probably what you bargained for. You're getting the full preview of the app, exactly how it works, how I'm making one feature work after the other, and hopefully this will give you a better idea of how you can use Tempo Labs to build your own project. So right now we have the dashboard and the analytics page built. We don't have a contacts page, a campaigns page. So we're going to go back, and this is the Kanban board that I was talking about. So you have blog, done, under review, in progress, to do, design review, and so on and so forth. And I can move around as I need. So I'm going to go back to email analytics and analytics initial. Sure. Version. I'm going to commit this. And we're going to push it. All right. Then we're going to go back, and the next one we're going to build is going to be, and let's see what we have in ChatGPT because I don't want to recreate the wheel. Okay, so we got email templates. Actually, I don't want to do that one. Email activity, not really. I just don't want to recreate the wheel. Okay, email domains. So we're going to go back to Tempo Labs. So email domains. We're going to add that there, and we're going to create that. And again, I would rather do the PRD using code guide, and I will leave the link down in the description below. But for this video, I'm just more about speed rather than getting it right. If I want to get it right, then I will spend some time in code guide because it gives me the best results. But for this specific scenario where I'm just demoing this app for you to see, I would just rather just build it using ChatGPT, which I did yesterday night as I was playing with it and getting a little bit more context into it. So, all right, now we are building the domains. All right, it's working on it. All right, let's allow it some time to work on it. And now we're getting them to work all one with the other, and it's getting into that point where I can see the project coming together as a whole, and we're seeing progress here. So it's working right now. As you can see, it's generating. And I will show you something actually pretty cool that I discovered the other day in Tempo Labs Maybe I knew about it. I don't really remember, but okay. We need to change the sidebar. Make sure that we have an uniform sidebar all around throughout the app. The sidebar for sidebar we is in the dashboard page. All right, let's allow it some time. And I see opportunity here to test some of the padding elements and stuff like that. So, and by the way, this sidebar is not looking good. But we're going to get a fix in a moment. And it's worth knowing that you can resize both of these sidebars just to make sure that they are the right size that you need them to be. So, and let's take a look at the user flow here. All right, so the user enters the email domains page, they view the domains page table. There is a whole bunch of stuff that happens throughout the time that they spend there. So, all right, here we have it. And actually, let's go back here. Let's refresh this page. It's actually not working as intended. Okay. Make sure the sidebars are working same throughout the app. We're going to let it make sure that it works as intended. I can see some failures here because we have the analytics page there. So we can perhaps create a new branch for that. All right, so we got the domains there. Let's make sure that we didn't lose the analytics along the way. Nope, we got the analytics here. Okay.
Gentlemen
And
of the three.
Close arc by mistake. All right, we're back into arc. Fortunately, I clicked the wrong button. That was my mistake. All right, so we got the domains there. Let's see. We're loading. Maybe this is not going to work correctly, so we have to reopen it. All right, we are signing in. Okay, so we got the dashboard. We don't have campaigns. So we could create the campaigns, but we're not going to do that because we don't really need to do that. So domains, initial version. Alright, so what we're going to do actually is we're actually going to recreate this again. This time making sure that we get the right. So alright, so we're going to create this one. I think the issue last time was that I probably created it too fast and I didn't create it under the right version. So I didn't have the analytics in, and I was just creating it in the old version of the. Let's go into the Git settings. There is no track information for the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge with. Git details. So email domains to create this new branch. Actually, you cannot leave spaces in between, so just make sure that you get that right. Okay. Let's go back because we need to let's log in here just to make sure. All right, that's not the right one. Okay. All right, so get branch string if you wish to subtract information for this branch. One. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to go back to Tempo Labs. You know, I have been using these for a few hours now, and I don't know what the issue is, so I'm going to leave it alone. But I gotta say that this is one of the best ways that I have found to build features. Perhaps they could allow you to delete some of them and have better branching. But for now, we're going to leave it alone. You get the idea of how it works, and hopefully you can take it from there. Now let's open this just to make sure that we got it right. Let's take a look again. Git settings. Okay, yeah. It should be working correctly. It's not, it's what it is. You get the idea of what we're trying to build. And I think we have covered all major features that Tempo Labs offer. I gotta say that I really appreciate you taking your time and watching with me. It's been like 47 minutes that I have been working on this, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you like this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It will really help me out a lot. Otherwise, thank you for watching and I hope to see you on the next video.